So I've been taking antidepressants on and off for a really long time, and I do this thing occasionally where I just like stop taking them for a couple of months, and I call this my depression detox, and I do this for two reasons. The first is pretty practical. Your body adjusts to these medications, in a couple of months, and let's say you start taking them for 6 months. Around 6 months in, they start losing their effectiveness. I would actually say it's earlier, maybe around 4 months. And you're presented with a decision. You either need to up your dose or you could just stop taking them. And for me, I always choose to stop taking them because you want to not be dependent on medication in life. It takes away a lot of your free will, if you will. You don't want to be dependent on other things. And this is kind of my way of reclaiming control over my own life. And if I ever decide to go back on the medication, I can do it at the same dose. I don't need to up the dose because that would be relinquishing my life away. So that was the first reason. The second reason is more spiritual. I think when you're depressed, you have a very realistic view of the world. This is known as depressive realism. And basically the idea is you have a very accurate assessment of the state of affairs. The study they did is that depressed people are more likely to recognize an actual picture of themselves, whereas non-depressed people tend to overestimate their own attractiveness. And so when you return to seeing the world in this depressive lens, you're reminded of what the world is actually like, and it kind of offers some contrast to how you experience the world when you're on medication. And this contrast allows you to feel more grateful for both your experiences and your state of mind, as well as just your place in the world in general. And I think it's very spiritually enlightening, for me at least, when I kind of go off my meds for a little bit before returning to them, because it allows me to see the world for how it actually is, by the lens of depressive realism. I'm not recommending that anyone stop taking their meds or anything. I'm just saying what's worked for me. If you want to do it, consult your physician or psychiatrist or whatever. But cycling on and off these meds and going through the cycles in my state of mind that has created, it's brought me a lot of meaning in life, and I don't know, it makes my living more intentional and purposeful, and that's just something that's really worked out for me.